All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Rock and Roll Geezers Show, your weekly outlet for rock news and other nonsense that goes on in the music world. And there's quite a bit of it this week for sure. This week, we start off, got a couple of concert reviews for you. Disturbed and Rob Zombie. And then we talk about our buddy Alice Cooper. And then, we got a couple of untimely passings that we're going to have to mention, along with 50 Cent, Axl Rose, Maynard Keenan, Queens of the Stone Age, all sorts of a lot of news this week. But I'm your host, Murph. And of course, I can't do it alone. So that cat over there, that would be Doc Fox. How you doing, Doc?
That cat over there, man. Greetings, kind sir. Doing very well. Oh man, we got a jam-packed show today, dude. There's so much news this week. And on top of that, we have our final two reviews of the summer concert season. So ended up 15 shows and 45 bands. And we finally got it wrapped up. So, but before we get into that, I just want to thank everybody for stopping by, checking us out, subscribing, and supporting us in every way that you can. If you haven't done that, please do so. We'll love you forever. So yeah, this the Disturbed show was the first one. That was Wednesday night, and
that was a doozy. It started out with a group.
Doozy's a good word. Yeah.
It started out with a group that I've been wanting to see. I've heard a lot about a group called Ginger. There she is right there. And Ukrainian group.
We had misreported that they were all gals, but no, they were just a female fronted band. So
yeah, and they were something else. But they went back on their last tour. They actually went back home to fight the war. So pretty ballsy. But this lead singer gal, I can't even pronounce her name, so I'm not even going to try. But she's one of those lovely lasses that can sing like an angel and growl like the devil. Wow, what a voice on this gal! She, really amazing stage presence, total command of the whole process. I tell you what, very very heavy rock band. A lot of, I think it was all drop tuning. I think I saw an 8-string guitar there at one point. So yeah, it was real rock, real hard, and they put on a half hour some really good stuff. And yeah, she's something else, man.
And they had the big ballad they finished up there with. So not too bad. Glad we got to check them out. So, and then Breaking Benjamin, which we saw last year, opening up for somebody I can't remember, Alice in Chains maybe. I don't know. Too many bands, too many shows.
I know, yeah.
But we got to see them again. Solid show for what they do. I'm not a huge fan of them or anything, but the crowd definitely dug them. They had the big part of the crowd was there just for them. It seemed like, everybody was singing along pretty well. So good show. Great, three guys that can sing. Yeah, so good show.
Two guitars and the bass player. They're all lead singers. And they got real strong voices, and they're still strong, and that's really cool. I'll tell you what, they put on a great show. Everybody knew most of their songs. Pretty good crowd, pretty hearty crowd. So good job on Breaking Benjamin. I've seen them 3 times actually.
And isn't that wild?
This is the time that I'm really I really paid attention, and I was really quite impressed with them. So. Very cool. That was a good. If they come back next year, I
see him a 4th time.
Going to see him a 4th time. Absolutely. And then Disturbed comes up, and I didn't know what to think. Again, it's one of those singers who's singing on tape drives me sort of nuts, but live. Very good job, Sig. Very
second that emotion. Yes, ditto. I was very impressed that he could belt it out pretty damn good, man.
Yeah.
People may remember we've talked about on past shows. They've had some trouble on this tour, and a couple of times they set off the sprinkler systems at shows with their pyros that they got going on there, and man, it almost seems like they're trying to. After seeing the show, that's the only way I can put it. It seems like they're trying to, man.
Yeah, what their light show consists of mainly. The main lights are three bars that go all across the stage, basically. They're light bars, and they can do
like a
and
truss or something.
uh they can shit, I lost my train of thought. They can change sections of it to make it to whatever they wanted to. They can make it into look like roofs. They can make it into anything. And there was fire on the top that would shoot out, and lights on the bottom. And every now and then they'd take them that one end and they'd put it way up there into the top of the building, and then they'd blow off a flame. And you're thinking, well, that's probably where they blew the sprinklers in the other two venues, when they took that sucker right up to the top there and blew that off. But it was a pretty nippy night, so they got lucky there. But it was quite a light show. That the one thing about seeing all these different concerts is getting able to see all the different lighting concepts and stage concepts and productions and whatnot. And I must say, I'd like to see that light show again, because that was pretty crazy cool. And see if it maybe next time it'll be a nice hot night, and they will actually set the sprinklers off again, because it was that was really quite impressive. Hats off to the light / fire guy. And of course,
after seeing that, I'm kind of wondering what will set the sprinklers off. If that would, what they had wouldn't.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm sure they must know that fine line, and a couple times they've gone over it. But yeah, it was a lot of pyro,
and fire on the bottom too, and it was a real great rocking show. I'm feeling good. It's like, yeah, this is really great. And then they slow down and they stop and they slow down and do a slow song that I'm not familiar with or whatever, and not too familiar on what its message is or whatnot. But here's where things really go south.
Yeah, let me set this up for you. It's before the song, they do a PSA on depression and suicide. It's up on the screen, and they're talking about if you know someone having trouble, or if you're having trouble, the typical PSA that you see on those kind of things. And then afterwards, Dave Draymond's image pops up, and he gives a brief little, just kind of saying the same thing, basically. So then they go into a song called "A Reason to Fight." And it was kind of an acoustic set. They were all on stools doing the song, and they belted it out. Great. I mean, he did a fabulous performance. Belted it out.
Absolutely.
Fabulous. And it wasn't the performance so much, but what happened afterwards.
Yeah. Well, he's sitting there, and boy, I always have a big problem with all the stand up stuff like that, and everybody raise your hand, but demanding us to do things and that people don't want to do and whatnot. But this one I thought was real, but we found out it was the song ends, and he's sitting there on the drum on the front of the drum riser or whatever. All the lights are still on him. The two lights are boom on him. The cameras are still close up on him, and he's sitting there crying. And I thought, well, this is nice. What the heck? People are yeah crying, and then he goes into a big, a big diatribe about depression. On how, oh my goodness, the things. It was quite a long diatribe that really really brought me down, man. He's talking about how he suffered from depression, and I was there to celebrate. And he's telling, this is the largest, what did he say? What did he call this? The largest what?
Yeah, the largest group therapy session.
And he's bringing everybody down and talking about how he almost died in February. And, like, geez, man. He's whoever's suffered from depression or know who's suffered from depression, raise your hands. Of course, a whole bunch of people raise their hands. Now look around at them. No, man, I didn't come for a therapy session. I came to rock and roll. And he going on and on and on, and he's all teary and whatnot. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's real about this. But I had my my thoughts otherwise. Vox of Doc. And what I did is, after the concert, I went home and checked, and he does the same exact thing at every concert. He
Yep.
breaks down bawling the same thing. I
Yeah.
can't play this song without crying.
Yeah.
You know, it's oh gosh, it's
Yeah.
just an act.
It's a whole fabricated thing. Yeah. He was, I mean, like sobbing, not just crying. He's like sobbing with the whole shoulders, and,
Ugh.
uh, and then he gets really super dramatic. He's like a Shakespearean actor. He's like Richard Burton. There's a reference for you young folks. Look it up. Richard Burton. you know, I'm tired of seeing my friends die. And he starts talking about Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington and people and everything. And in a dark day last February, I almost joined them. And then, of course, the whole crowd, oh, Dave, we're here. Oh, my God, Dave. It's just a whole dramatic moment. And you don't want to feel like a dick and like, dude, just shut the fuck up and move. But
I
at
know,
the same
but
time, I mean, it's
yeah,
like
it's
he
just
takes a good message and
and
he just makes it about himself and just beats it into the ground. It was 15, a solid 15 minutes. Had to be. It felt like
yeah,
or
yeah,
even more. It really felt like. But
yeah.
and it just reminded me of Bono. Where Bono just, of course, the South Park, where he's not. If you know the South Park episode, I won't go through all that. But and just how he could take something that's a good message and trying to help people and just make it so much about himself. And I'm like, this dude's got a case of bononucleosis, man.
Oh, yes, there it is. Bononucleosis.
It's a really bad disease people get, and they just get over full of themselves and think but and he just went on way too long about it, just way too long about it.
And yeah, just the fact that he does it at every gig, and I guess he got one of his kids with him, and I would imagine the kids backstage going, "There goes Dad crying again." Jeez, for the 40th time this tour. It's like,
right.
At some point, I don't know. I don't, I imagine myself on a stage, big crowd, and anybody out there have heart disease? Yeah. Well, turn around and look at each other.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm not gonna, no, let's rock and roll. Let's have a good night. Let's not bring you down in the middle of the set.
Between the PSA before the song itself, you could have done a 2-minute, not even a 30-second little message at the end and moved on to the next song. But for a reason, he chose to make it a whole big thing and a major part of the show. And it was a little odd to say the least.
He Chad Krogered the situation.
Yes, he did. He's a cross between Bono and Chad Kroger, man. You know what else too? I can't get over. Seeing that picture there, he's got the chin piercings, but without the chin piercings, he looks a lot like Howie Mandel.
Look like Howie Mandel, yeah.
I can expect him to break in a Deal or No Deal or something, man. But,
oh gosh,
we mock, but we love.
Oh yeah.
Other than that, honestly, good solid show. Can't complain about the show other than the little.
Yeah, I sort of went off the deep end there with depression. Don't be depressed, dude. You're doing all right. And I know that ain't it with depression. Even if you got $1 million, you still be depressed. So,
oh yeah, I mean,
hopefully he hangs in there.
And the only thing that saves me is my son, and each and every one of you in the amphitheater tonight.
Yeah, and then of course he got his Key to the City from Tinley Park. The band did. Thank you to Mayor of Tinley Park, Colleen Sullivan, and to all of the trustees and board members for this sentimental moment. It had to be fabulous.
Yeah, they're a local band. They're Chicago boys, so
I think they're Tinley Parkers, actually, right? I believe they are.
I don't know if they're specifically from there, but staying on the area, so close enough, I guess.
Yeah, true that. So good on the boys. Let me say, what an amazing honor receiving the key to the city in our hometown. So they are Tinley Park boys. So good for them. You can't beat that. And the next one, the next night, was it Saturday night, Friday night? We had
Friday night, yeah.
Had a 4-banger. And let me see, the first band, Filter. They were good. Basically a good solid opening act, not offensive, as if I recall I mentioned they were no.
Yeah, I'm
very good.
Pretty sure it's they're cookie cutter set they do every night. So you may know them. They had a couple songs with I Don't Want to Take My Picture and Hey Man, Nice Shot. They did both of those and did them well. So
Yeah, that's
you
how
know,
they ended. They ended the night with "Hey Man, Nice Shot," and
yeah,
that's a good way to end it. Boom, they went out with a bang, and
all right,
good deal. And then up next came
Ministry.
Ministry. And I had a real problem with this situation just because of the fact that rather than have cameras for the big screens for us folks and on the lawn, they had cartoons basically through all of the whole set. They didn't
Yeah,
have any
animated
cameras.
videos that
Animated
kind of
videos, right?
went along
Animations.
with the song, whatever, and
Yeah. And
odd imagery or whatever.
I was just annoyed as hell about that. I think that's like the only time, maybe only the second time that's happened where they had no camera going. I think we had that happen in one other band, but how annoying, and the music, industrial rock. I get it. I sort of had a inkling of what it was all about, and I get it now, but it was just annoying not being able to see anything but those stupid animations that were going up there. I want to be able to see what's going on up on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
from where we were at, I'm trying to look at like how many people are even on stage, and at one point I went down along the sidewalk there, kind of like a 6-piece they got up there, but
right.
yeah, this is my second time seeing these guys, and they get a little radical in some of their songs. I know first time I saw them was back 2016. I'm pretty sure it's maybe 15. But they were coming out singing about "We Are Antifa" and kind of being kind of radical and stuff. And this show, if you remember, they finished up the show with the classic "Goddamn White Trash."
Oh, well, yeah, I believe that's one of the. Well, I don't know if it's a classic. I thought it was a newer one, but either way,
I'm being
goddamn white
yeah.
trash. Well,
yeah, that was a newer one, yeah.
And then what I loved about that, and it was and the animation company was flashing AR-15s on there. It's like I've had telling people, yeah, I got one of them. That must mean I'm goddamn white trash. Oh, which I don't give a squat about. You can call me whatever the hell you want. Just
kind of looking up the lyrics about it is basically it's the goddamn white trash that's holding this country back, kind of thing. So
sure,
great.
Cool. Well, he's
great message to join everybody, and then
yeah. It was weird, but whatever. Just the fact I couldn't see this. That just the industrial music, it didn't bother me that much. It had the driving beat, but can't see anything going up on stage, and I don't want to see your animation, pal. If you're too ugly to show up on camera.
Yeah, I get one song, obviously about greed, corporate greed, or whatever, and it was just money stacking up, for the whole, the whole song.
Yeah,
right, great. Yeah, we all need to see that instead of the bands.
Yeah. No, I want what well, that's why he was playing third, so as opposed to playing first, but playing second. Holy cow!
Our
legendary, our man, the myth, the legend, the icon. There he is, Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper got to make a hit record. Man, that was a Frank Zappa lyric, I think. But yeah, Alice Cooper, and we knew what what was coming up, and of course he didn't disappoint. He delivered fabulously, put on a killer set, had all the band with him except the bass player Chuck Garrick. For some reason this week was not in, so they brought in the Hollywood Vampire bass player, and he fit right in. And they went through a smoking good set, man. What do you think about that?
Oh yeah, no, great set.
Nita,
had Nita. She was kind of his on-stage foil, I guess, kind of.
Oh yeah.
And Alice knows how to put on a show, man. He's solid every time.
He's a consummate professional, man. Of course, Cheryl was there,
right.
And of course they we weren't sure. It's always a guessing game now. Is he gonna hang himself or is he gonna chop his head off? Guillotine or the gallows. And I'll be darned, he brought out the guillotine, and
which I'm glad because I've seen him hang himself, so I'm glad I got to see the gallows or the guillotine this time. And like I said, his wife joined him, which when I saw him before, there was a lot of dancing. He did oh gosh, what did he do? Dead Babies, and there was a lot of
Cold
dancing
Ethel,
involved.
Only
So it
Children
was
Bleed, all that stuff.
yeah, so it was his daughter was more kind of playing that part. But this time it wasn't so much dancing. So yeah, it was his wife, and Alice is always
Great
going to be
show.
solid, man. Always going to be solid. Had the crowd going from the get go.
Pulled out the Ballad of Dwight Fry. That was really nice.
That was a highlight of the show for me, man. I'm always, that's yeah.
Yeah, from the first album. His first, well, not the first. Her first album was Easy Action, Love It to Death album. But yeah, pulled out Ballad of Dwight Fry and just did all the hits. The Frankenstein and all that.
I'm a big, as you are too. I know both of us. We love '70s Alice, '80s Alice. Yeah, I can kind of take it.
All right,
but he did a kind of set for all those songs. He had Poison and Hey Stupid and all those songs, which the crowd, ate it up. They all loved it. But
absolutely
finished up with Schools Out. Great set, Alice.
Absolutely, way to go, Alice. And then the headliner, and I'll be darned if I forgot to load up his picture. It doesn't matter. Rob Zombie. Here, I'll just put something weird on there. There we go. Rob Zombie, come on out. And we've seen him already too. I think you've seen him twice, haven't you?
Yeah, it's the third go around.
This was my second time with him, and he always puts on a good show. There's no doubt about that. Everybody knows his songs, and not many can really sing along with him. All that. His gruff voice, if I may say so, his gruff voice, sort of hard to sing along. We heard a lot of singing in the last two concerts, but not a lot of sing-alongs with him. But everybody knows his songs, so he put him out there in pretty good stead. A good stage show.
Come on, you don't know the lyrics to
about
Fucking
him
in the UFO? Remember when he took that
one? Well, both times I've seen him, he's got a thing where he's got 3 like 4x8 risers up in the front of the stage that he jumps between the whole night. He'll run between all these risers, and it is what it is. It's a Rob Zombie concert. So
he's always got the cool mic stands, like skeletons and creepy looking guys and stuff. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
And of course, he's all got the big monsters, which God, he must have had a half a dozen, obviously.
For crying out loud! It was even Cooper had a monster out.
Yeah,
come on.
I guess Feed My Frankenstein. He had a big Frankenstein come out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right though. He had a whole bunch of the big people come out. I mentioned that I probably got a semi alone just to have to carry these big freaking people, depending on how they collapse. But yeah, I guess back in the days of the 70s when everybody was doing psychedelics, it might have been cool, but nobody's doing that stuff anymore.
Oh, it seems to get a reaction from the crowd, or at least the first time, and then
I think it's funny, sort
a little bit less each time, maybe.
Yeah, well, sort of from the side, or from the front of the stage area, all the way back, you can just see the big thing, the big creature, but from the side, you see the little bitty legs underneath moving.
Right.
Sort of corny, but yeah, it was a good concert. Good weather.
Yeah, actually, I'd say this third go around for me with Rob, and I kind of like this one the best. I like the stage set the best. Usually, there's a lot of strobes, and that's just kind of sometimes less
annoying.
Is more with strobes. Yes. A little bit too much, but not this time. When a whole obviously some, but not a whole lot of that. And he always has a lot of like bizarre imagery behind him, like 50s B movies, like horror movies imagery and stuff. He still has that, but. No, solid set. Nothing groundbreaking. Nothing too far from what he's done before. But
yeah. And so how many concerts we go to? We going to a whole bunch this year.
Yeah, 15, man.
Yeah. We'll be doing.
Between the two of us, 14 each. There's one you went to, I didn't go to, and vice versa. So.
Okay. Yeah. So, boy, oh boy, yeah, there it is, man. And we'll be doing end of the summer concert season spectacular in a couple of weeks. Talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, and ridiculous. And boy, it was a very bizarre.
We'll recap the whole thing.
Yeah, very weird year, man. We had a lot of weird stuff happening with the venue itself. I mean, it was so bizarre.
just
Oh
such a
yeah.
wide spectrum of acts we've seen, man. I mean,
Oh
honestly,
yeah.
man,
And we
so
we
yeah, very
broke
cool.
we broke a few rules we'll talk about, of course, and
Yeah, rules are made to be broken.
isn't that the truth? Yeah, yeah. So we'll definitely be doing that. But man, great year. That'll be a great year of concerts there. We'll, like I say, in a couple of weeks we'll be doing a spectacular. But oh boy. So Rob Zombie, yeah, yeah. He kicks down and moving on, getting back, we got to get back to Alice Cooper actually. This is sort of disturbing. Probably if you're paid any attention to the rock news, the rock sites, you've heard that the Vampire Cosmetics Company has decided to cut ties with our buddy Alice Cooper. Oh, geez, and here we go, here we go. Through their Instagram, they explained in the statement that in light of recent statements by Alice Cooper, we will no longer be doing a makeup collaboration. We stand with all members of the LGBTQIA plus community and believe everyone should have access to health care. All pre-order sales would be funded. Geez. But and all he said was, he said in terms of all this gender affirming care, all he said was, I'm understanding that there are cases of transgender, but I'm afraid it's also a fad. And geez, Doc, did you ever think there would come a time when saying boys are boys and girls would be something so stunningly
It goes hand in
blatant?
hand with the overreach of our government and some of the well, we won't get into all that, but yeah, he kind of went out a little bit more. Says I'm afraid there's a lot of people claiming to be this just because they want to be that. I find it wrong when you have a 6-year-old kid who has no idea. He just wants to play, and you're confusing him. You're telling him you're a boy, but you can be a girl if you want to be. And it is a shame, man, just to push an agenda that they're using these kids as pawns, and
Right.
if you speak up against it, then you're canceled. So, but we'll
Boy,
try not to walk that one, but we'll leave that one right there. But
yeah,
yeah, Alice
exactly.
just got into this partnership with this company. It was fairly new, and after saying this, obviously in this day and age, they stop. I'm sure with Halloween coming up, it's not going to be good for Alice, but.
Well, he don't care.
That's true, exactly. That's what I say.
It's not going to be good for them, quite honestly. Really, give me a break.
And people
My
may not
God.
know Alice is a pretty religious guy. You may not,
Yeah. Oh,
on
yeah.
the
His
face you
father
don't
was a
think so,
preacher
but
and
if you know
everything.
anything about him, yeah,
Oh, yeah. No.
he's a very religious guy. So these comments aren't out of line with what you would expect him to say. Take that into account. But
That's just crazy.
yeah,
I mean, well, we've all known tomboys growing up. I'll just leave it at that. They grew up to be stunning women. I don't know. What do you do? Stay out of the politics. That's what you do. That's what we do, Doc. That's what we
remember
try
the
to
movie The
do here.
Bad News Bears? Tatum O'Neal and the Bad News
Yeah.
Bears. They would have to make her a transgender now. They would have to make that character would be transgender.
Ah,
I don't know, never
jeez.
mind. We got lots of
That's
other
a
news to talk about.
Yep, yep. Moving on anyway. Yeah. And hanging in there with the Coopster. Yeah. The Alice. But he's been on the radio as basically a DJ,
Oh yeah.
as Nights with Alice Cooper. It's the long running radio show hosted by legendary rocker Alice Cooper will come to an end next month. The final weekday show will be delivered on Friday, September 8th. So that's this Friday.
Yeah, that's not related to his comments or anything. It's just
Nope, nope.
kind of time to end the show. So
Well, a source told Radio and Television Business Report that Cooper is not retiring or quitting radio, and that the decision to end the show was forced by a change in direction by the management of United Stations Radio Network. Well, yeah, the old we're gonna move in a different direction speech. I'm sure he had that shown his way.
right.
Oh, what the heck could they move into? Jeez. Oh, who knows?
Yeah, away from classic rock. Yeah. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
he's been doing this for 20 years now, right? So it's debuted in Phoenix, back where he lives, and on KDKB 93.3 back then, and then moved to another station after that, a format change. But what I thought was interesting was what gave him the idea to do it was right after Dick Clark's death. And it
Ah,
just made him kind of nostalgic back in those days, when DJs were DJs, man. They played what they wanted to play. It wasn't a, set list from the program director or whatever. And so that's what he kind of wanted to do and got into it, got the syndicated show going. And yeah, it's all over America, UK, Australia. I don't think it's
hmm.
around, it wasn't our market for a while. And then that station went under and I don't think anybody else picked it up. But
How
yeah,
does he
it's a
get?
shame, man. He always had cool stuff on there.
How does he get the time?
I
How did
know.
he?
I
He's
know.
gigging. He's out there gigging, and
All right. He
he
did it
must
every
have.
night, 5 nights a week, man, every weeknight. So,
Wow, he's the
but you
cook,
could
man.
tell that it was like he would just say things, and then later they would play them.
So
Man,
it's yeah, he's just
yeah,
doing sound bites, and they edit it
right,
in. He's got an
yeah.
excellent editor, more than
And
like.
then he had sections in the show where it would be like Cooper's Closet Classics, and he would introduce, his, I'm sure in those parts he would, actually be there for playing the song or whatever. But
Yeah,
yeah, they condensed it down quite a bit. But yeah, no, it was a pretty cool radio show.
excellent. That's
Better than
Alice.
most crap out there.
That's Alice. He's a legend. He's our buddy, and that's all I got to say about that. Righty. All right, moving on. Here's a sad thing. Jimmy Buffett, legendary beach bum Jimmy Buffett passed away. I'll be darned. I didn't know he was sick. Probably not many people did, but man, oh man, he was amazing. He was a business mogul. In 2016, he was worth half a billion, and his net worth now was a billion.
Really?
He was a
Jeez.
mogul. He was a mogul.
No, I know he's a lot, but I know if he reached that billion point, yeah.
It's amazing what he's done with his life, and of course he was the consummate beach bum, and sadly that skin cancer took his life.
Yeah, ironically,
So
yeah, that's kind of like
the
so.
skin can it has a that has a price, but this guy was something else, man. Let me tell you. Where'd it go? Come back here. There it is. Man, where is he? Oh, well, of course, everybody knows changes in latitude, changes in attitude. Of course, cheeseburger in paradise. Of course, everybody knows that. But the song, the Margaritaville and all that, inspired restaurants and resorts. This guy, let me tell you all the things he's owned or he's invested in. It's pretty amazing. Uh, Buffett's evolving brand began in '85 with the opening of a string of Margaritaville themed stores and restaurants in Key West, followed in '87 with Margaritaville Cafe. And over the course of the next 2 decades, several more of each opened up through Florida, New Orleans, and California. Here we go now. The brand has since expanded to dozens of categories, including resorts, apparel and footwear for men and women, a radio station, a beer brand, iced tea, tequila and rum, home decor, food items like salad dressing, Margaritaville crunchy pimento cheese and shrimp bites, Margaritaville cantina style medium chunky salsa, the Margaritaville at Sea cruise line and restaurants, including Margaritaville Restaurant, JWB Prime Steak and Seafood, 5 o'clock Somewhere Bar and Grill, and Land Shark Bar and Grill. There was also a Broadway-bound jukebox musical, Escape to Margaritaville, a romantic comedy. I mean, can you get into much more stuff than that?
Yeah,
Wow.
he's kind of the. I won't speak ill of the dead, but yeah,
You're not a
obviously,
parrot head, huh? You're not a parrot
no,
head?
no, 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 farthest from. He's
Really? Wow.
but he's
Hey, good
obviously
for
very
him.
successful. Kind of hit a nerve and found his little niche and
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Yeah. People want to be a beach bums, they can't, but they can sure for at least a few hours during his concert, you know, have
pretend
a
to be.
free and
Yeah.
easy, tend to have a
Yeah.
just a good time with a honest beach bum. So
Yeah, like I said, ironically, it was skin cancer that took him. So this goes to show you, man. You gotta take those precautions. You want to live that life. Yeah, that's all good and
SPF,
well.
man,
But yeah,
SPF,
yeah.
yeah. Well, wow, what
Rest
a
in peace, Jimmy. You definitely had your place in
you
popular
betcha,
culture.
man.
So
He's enjoying a cheeseburger in paradise right about now, man. So way to go, Jimmy, man. You made it. And here is such a sad. We just heard about this, I think, yesterday. This is just mind blowing. Smash Mouth's founding singer, uh, Steve Harwell, passed away this morning. And we just heard about him being moved to hospice
yeah,
yesterday.
it's late breaking news, pretty much. Yeah.
Oh, but and we're going to talk about him being moved to hospice, for his liver gave way, and apparently he a serious problem with alcohol, and I'll be darned. And then death just this morning, his manager announced that he passed away, surrounded by family and friends, and that he passed peacefully and comfortably. So, at least that's a good thing. Yeah, yeah. What a shame, though.
Yeah,
And his
56
songs, are
years
you
old,
kidding?
man.
Ah, well,
56, man. That's far too young, man.
it's far too young, but like 99% of the people, they don't leave a legacy like his. Everybody's got to remember his songs forever. They really, they're just great songs, and his voice was very recognizable, if you will. So and he saw on the movie Shrek and all that. So boy, oh boy,
Yeah,
unbelievable.
I saw Smash Mouth.
You did.
Yeah, they came to town, and it was a very young crowd. They come out there, hey, it's the Shrek song. Yeah, they were all out there for that, and a lot of little kids for that and kind of thing. And he was dropping f bombs like crazy, dude,
Oh, was he?
like crazy, to the point
Ah.
he ended up taking out a full page ad in the local paper apologizing.
Oh my
He
gosh.
didn't. I guess he didn't realize it was going to be like a lot of little kids. Like, dude, you got the Shrek song, man. I'm a believer. Come on,
Oh
of course there's going
my
to be a lot of this. So,
gosh. Oh,
so I always wonder. I guess on the day of his death, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and think it was kind of at least cool that he
probably
apologized.
on the out, probably wasted or drunk as hell or whatever.
Well, I
Jeez.
think he probably, depending on the crowd, he had probably had a certain kind of stage demeanor, and just didn't know his crowd that day, man.
Yeah, F
Didn't
bombs
play
aren't
with the
always,
audience.
yeah.
Yes, yeah.
F
Yeah, I mean,
bombs
like
aren't always the way to
aggressively. You've
go.
seen bands, we've talked about that. There's been bands that like
Yeah.
aggressively use of it, and he was like that day, and yeah.
Oh boy, what a shame. What a
But yeah,
shame.
rest in peace. Liver disease. Don't know if it was alcoholism or he had some other health issues, and probably contributed to it. And I'm sure it all kind of didn't help. So
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, moving on. Here's an interesting story I think you brought to my attention. Uh Devin Allman and Donovan Frankenreiter are at the halfway point of this is amazing. They're trying to play 50 dates in 50 states in 50 days, right?
that's
Is that
right.
correct?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. They're going for the Guinness Book of World Records. I don't know. If you got the money to be able to do that, what the heck is a challenge? But I think it's sort of weird, but who knows?
I was reading an article, and he's Devin Allman is the son of Greg Allman, of course,
Yeah, sure.
and he goes into just how much he loves traveling America, and just we've seen a lot of these small towns that are starved for music, but they don't get it, and it kind of got him sparked to do this, and so they're doing 50 states in 50 days. Actually, the way they have it planned out, they will finish in 49 days.
Wow.
I don't know if they give a day for a cushion, but yeah, they're gonna doing 49 days, and they look to finish up on September 22nd. So
Okay, a couple of weeks.
says this is a call to arms for people to travel, and he's just talking about just getting out and seeing the country and getting all those little nooks and crannies that people don't normally go to, which is what I prefer to go to. Then it's good to see the cities once you've been there, but everything, all the suburbs, just these cookie cutter suburbs anymore. They all have the same restaurants, they all have the same stores. So it's good getting into the little towns of America.
Yeah, if you can afford the gas, geez. See, the problem is I got a lead foot, Doc. So, I can put $20 in a tank and it just goes to heck. Like and as I'm sure you've been you're riding with me all the way to on I-80 to the concerts where I drive like a maniac. So, if you can afford to travel, very cool. But
I
geez.
try to think of other things.
Just hope for the best. Pray for the best. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this is amazing. I can't believe this happened again. What
Dude, this
the
video is stunning.
the 50 cent. 50 cent. Holy cow. Jiminy creepers. 50 cent. What do you know? We've already, what was it, 3 weeks ago when we had a big brouhaha about somebody throwing a mic in the audience, and
yeah, Cardi B had thrown a mic in the audience.
well,
That's a female. This is a very strong, large man, and he threw that mic. I would say, if not with everything he had, 95%, dude. He threw that mic hard. So yeah, he's doing a show at the crypto.com arena in LA. And just none of the mics work. He just kept, and it was, I don't know how many. It's one of the things where there's a group of rappers and several upstage. Just one of the other guys with a mic, I guess. I don't know, but kept handing the mics and none of them were working. And then he got frustrated with the one, and he threw that. I mean, hard, dude. And I don't know if you saw the picture of the young lady, but yeah, her head just gashed open right in the middle of it. So
yep, looking at it right now. Yeah, she's way to go, dumbass. And so here comes the lawsuit. I'm sure he's got plenty of money, so she's going to be well taken care of. But you got to stop throwing stuff off of the stage.
Temper tantrums, man. Just don't have temper tantrums. We're throwing things in there, and yeah, I'm sure she's going to shoot big. And
oh boy,
a day of work for her is going to be walking out to the mailbox. Hello, check. But
darn tootin', man. Gosh, back in the old days, there was the most radical thing that happened, like if Elvis was playing, and women would throw their panties up on the stage. He would take the panties and put them over his head and keep singing. It was the most amazing thing. Just put his eyes through the leg holes, sing with panties on his face. I'm just kidding. He didn't do that, but ladies did throw their panties up there. But you don't take a damn mic. You don't take a mic. You know how heavy mics are, especially them wireless
mic, yeah.
And all the doodads in one thing, and whip it at somebody. Jeez, he's got to be sued out the yin yang. But
yeah, it wasn't just a toss. It was out of frustration. I'm pissed and threw it. I was stunned at how hard he threw it. So
well, you throw it on the ground.
Hopefully he'll learn his lesson. He's been around for a while. I mean, he should know better than that. But
of course he knows better than that. What the hell is he thinking? Gee, many creepers. Okay, moving on. Nonetheless. Oh, speaking of apology, and bad things, Axl Rose. Oh, Axl, there you are, looking like someone's aunt. Yeah, there he is. But he had a
Sheila. She always brings the Jello to the family gatherings. Yeah.
Sheila, sure. Oh man, I was just the Jello with the carrots in it. What's up with that?
The shredded, the
shredded carrots. My auntie said, I've seen that too many times in my life. Like, you don't put
traumatizing.
Yeah, you don't put carrots in Jello. What the hell? But nonetheless, Axl Rose, he had to issue an apology after a recent Guns N' Roses concert, but just because of basically the low quality of his voice. His voice was going out. He was a little bit hoarse, and he posted, my apologies. I was a little hoarse. I wish I could say it like he would, but I can't. Hi. Fun night, great crowd, great venue, and great to be back again. My apologies and thank you. So at least, at least he's apologizing. He's fessing up, not everybody's going to have a good night, especially a vocalist. Guitarist is no big deal. An instrumentalist, if your voice if you're not feeling too bad, you could probably get through a gig. But if you're a vocalist and you're not feeling good, I mean, that's your instrument. Right, so what do you do, man?
I'm thinking, dude, we've seen so much video of him sounding really bad. How bad did he have to be that he put out an apology, man? Oh my God. I just imagine. There's gotta be footage out there, but Ricky Rackman, our buddy from the old Headbangers Ball, he defended him and says but never on tape, always live. Rock and roll isn't flawless. Rock and roll is raw and most important live, not on tape. So yeah, true that. He's not on tape. He's up there, sounding his crappy self. But
Well, not all the fans were appreciative. One tweeted, "I tried to stay positive, but I was at this show and it was the worst vocal performance that I have ever seen
right,
live. Everyone who is saying otherwise is not keeping it real." So, oh well. So it's a bit, if he's not feeling well in his voice, geez, whatever. You get up there and sing, then jump,
yeah.
But at the
He's
same time,
Axel
then,
freaking Rose.
but
Yeah,
then,
just his style, his singing style's got to be a
it's
straight,
got to just
yeah.
totally destroying his freaking voice. I mean, and that's too bad. Like I say, we saw Breaking Benjamin. They got three strong lead vocalists. I mean, just sound great. Not even a consideration of, oh gosh, you're hitting wrong. Any of that. Just like, geez, this is
Right.
freaking right on. So to see someone like Axel, screw, but I'm not surprised at the same time. Geez. So, Jiminy Creepers, Axel, what do you do?
You
What do you
see him
do,
going
man?
back to the dressing rooms. I've had some bad gigs, but this one is really bad. I need to apologize for this
Yeah,
one.
who's got a laptop? I better get
Yeah.
on Facebook right away. Hi, yeah, yeah. Oh, geez. Oh well, good deal, Axel. But hey, here's a great story. We love this guy, James Keenan. There he is, right there. Like one of his weird stage outfits. That's one
Maynard.
thing. Maynard. That's one thing about Maynard is his stage. He always comes out with weird shit on. There he is right there. But he's not a nut. No, no, no. He's another one of these business guys, has got it up here going on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not all about music for him. He opened up a new winemaking facility. He's really hip on the wine situation. So good
Yeah,
for
not just the
him.
label. He's the whole
Oh,
facility. He's the
yeah,
whole,
yeah.
the whole shebang.
So he's really serious about it. Yeah. He's a winemaker and the team behind what is it?
Yeah, good
Caduceus
luck with that one.
Cellars,
Yeah.
Caduceus Cellars, and Merkin Vineyards. So yeah, he's wow, unbelievable, man. Some musicians are just it's almost at some point when they realize when they get a certain amount of money, it's like music becomes sort of the sideline. And they start really branching out into all sorts of stuff. Well, it's just like the actor Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, he's an actor, but now like he owns a soccer
Right.
team over in England, and he
Mint
just sold his
Mobile.
Mint
Yeah.
Mobile for $1
Yeah.
billion to some
Yeah.
companies. So and Maynard is the same way. He's just a totally multifaceted dude. And so yeah, he's hip in the wine, and why not? If you can't get into the marijuana growing industry, you might as well get into wine. What the heck?
Yeah, there's some, obviously he's very passionate about it. He's been working on this for 20 years. They've been
Wow.
working on getting this. So, and the thing I thought was out, it's in Cottonwood, Arizona. I didn't think that was a big wine
Oh,
growing
no.
vineyard country out there, but
Huh. Maybe
maybe
they
that's
got
just the headquarters there, maybe.
the
So I don't
sandy
know, but
soil or something. I don't know.
uh,
That's how about that?
Sandy
So
Soil, I remember her. She was in none.
hi, oh yeah. So there you go. He's keeping himself busy. So can't blame him there, man. Good for him. Good job. Good job, man. And great stage gear, man. I'm digging that for sure. Moving on to the Queens of the Stone Age. Oh, here we go though. We've been seeing a lot of this canceled shows uh, all over the place. Queens of the Stone Age. They canceled a live show over a quote over quote medical recommendations, but their fans are calling BS on it. They're calling bullshit. We all know this is a lie. So, what's up with that, Doc?
Yeah, apparently this, a fan that posted this, and like you go onto to a band's website and they list all their future gigs coming up or whatever. So I guess that they never had that on their. So it was like they knew all along that they weren't going to be doing this gig. So that's why he's kind of saying, kind of bullshit. You never had this on your, on
Oh boy,
again.
following
So
doctor's advice. What the hell? I
So
guess.
both could be true, I suppose. Both could be
Well, they're
true,
gonna go
but it just
back in
seems odd to,
2024.
yeah.
They're gonna go back in 2024. We'll see. We'll see if that really happens. I don't
Yeah,
know.
they're coming to town on through a Riot Fest. But yeah, they
Are
were
they?
this part of a festival down there with Foo Fighters, Garbage, Maroon 5,
Wow.
and they were replaced by the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. People may know.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. Is
yeah.
that the Bono band?
No,
What?
no, that's Karen O's band, but kind of a different kind of sounding band. They're all right. I
Oh
like them.
gosh. Well,
And
I don't know.
yeah, I
Doctors.
saw him once. I saw him opening for Pearl Jam one time.
Yeah,
Nothing, he's all right.
yeah, yeah.
I say
Well,
he's like Josh Homme, but I mean, basically, he's the band, basically.
oh well. So they canceled out, and here's another cat who ain't been hanging. That's a Danzig.
Oh yeah,
Apparently,
there's another guy I've seen.
he's uh, he's not a big fan of heat waves because they canceled a Houston concert because of the heat. He canceled it. Oh, it's an outdoor show in Houston, Texas, due to the oncoming heat wave, the ongoing heat wave. So, and it was probably 100 plus, so I can't blame him with all his moody clothes and makeup and whatnot. His moody dark clothes, leather clothes, it would be very bad in the heat. So,
Well,
yeah,
that plus two, we've noticed that he's kind of got the Vince Neil physique going too. So
yeah.
he's not
Well,
the stud he once was.
he said that statement, due to the oncoming heat wave and out of concern for our crew and fans, we are forced to cancel our outdoor show in Houston this Sunday. We hope to make it back as soon as possible. Refunds will be issued at a point of purchase. And yeah, I there's nothing worse than playing outside in the heat. Gosh, I was in a
Well, they've
band.
really had it bad in Houston. They had 23-day stretch of three-digit heat, and it was up to
Oh,
109 for a few days
so
there.
why would
So
people want to even show up at that heat?
yeah, no
So
doubt.
that's a good point on his part. And like I said, he's aghast in leather. And that's not the right word, but he's
Eh,
wearing much leather, so it'll be horrifying when he comes out to think, Mother, this heat is too much for me. Thank you. That's all I'm going to give you of Danzig right there. But yeah, he's that's a smart move. I can't blame him that much. And here we go again. Blink 182. They postponed some UK and Ireland shows due to an urgent family matter. So Lord only knows what that could be. And the problem is, there's only three of them. So if one of them's got to go back to take care of a situation, then that's all she wrote. But boy, we're seeing a lot of this, Doc.
well, I gather it didn't come out and say, but I gather it was from Travis Barker, who I believe is married to one of the Kardashians. So there's just drama and bad mojo going right there. So I'm sure she
Sure.
probably, had some, who knows, some first world emergency that she needed him back
And
for.
plastic surgery didn't turn
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah. She needs to have him there by her side or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
my booty didn't turn out right. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
but it was just like hours before showtime. So
Oh God.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's brutal. That's so horrible. I
And
don't think that's
but
ever
it
happened to
postponed the
me.
rest of the UK and Ireland. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had that either. No, I'm sure I
No,
haven't. I wouldn't
no,
remember
no.
that.
I've never have been turned away when we're already basically on the way to a concert. Wow. Wow. That would suck.
Playing the part of Bruce Springsteen tonight will be
Wow.
Tony
Wow.
Danza. You'd be like, "Wait, who's the boss?" No, never mind.
Oh yeah, they had all sorts of troubles. Barker suffered injuries to a finger, which I imagine if you're a drummer, that's a big, big problem. And oh man, just you see what happens. A lot of bands having to do a lot of canceling, a lot of weird weather events that are affecting a lot of concerts and whatnot. Have you seen the Burning Man situation?
Oh, right.
70,000 people trapped or whatever in the mud and muck. Well, it serves you. If you're gonna go, I don't have. Number one, I don't have any pity. You're not. One person did die. I don't know what. Maybe it was a medical issue, but if you're gonna go out in the middle, you're all rich people going out in the middle of a desert and acting like you're the coolest thing on earth with your art and whatnot. And they got like 2 months of rain in one night, so it turned the whole desert into muck. And now I
Right.
think they're still stuck there. So there you go. Have fun, Burning Man. That would be bizarre. That would be a bizarre thing to check out. But they paid the price this year with the mud and shit. But they're not gonna die. Gee, me creepers. They're all in their SUVs and and their RVs, their
Right.
recreational vehicles. They're not gonna die. Geez, so chill out, people. Oh, good riddance. Speaking of chilling out, hey,
Speaking
now we know
stuck
what
in
they're
the
gonna
muck,
do.
yeah.
Now that we know what they're gonna do after they're done touring, and we're talking about Kiss's Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons. Man, them guys really, they're they're gonna be well, they already are business moguls basically.
Yeah, but it's always Gene, pretty much. I mean,
Yeah,
Paul,
well, Paul, he's still
dabbles a little bit, not
pretty
nearly as
smart with
much
it.
as
As a
Gene,
matter
but
of
yeah.
fact, I saw a picture of Paul and his family uh, this morning on the interweb, and it looks like he's raising a fine group of youngsters there. It looks like he's really got it going on, as opposed to his his persona, if you will, as a wild, crazy rocker. It seems like he's
Right.
really a family man. So
Yeah, I
that's
follow him on Facebook, and yeah,
oh
it seems
yeah,
pretty grounded. There's a lot of bike rides and stuff like that
oh big
involved. So
time.
yeah, he's very family
He's
oriented.
got
And,
a young family too. They're a young
right,
family.
that's what I was
So
saying. So he started late in life, where he kind of got all the other stuff out of the system, I suppose. And,
oh boy, what
uh,
better time to retire?
right,
Holy cow. You don't have to work ever again. You spend all the time with your kids. Oh, geez.
yeah.
That's like heaven on earth right there. But they're not done though. They've got a rock and brews uh organization. What is it? A
Restaurant, yeah,
restaurant
restaurant,
bar.
slash
And
venue, yeah.
they've landed the Potawatomi Casino Hotel in Wisconsin. So they're apparently starting to
Up there
expand
in
this sucker.
Milwaukee.
In Milwaukee, yes. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. But anyway, yeah, they're going to be moguls. Yeah, yeah, they know what they're doing. So they've got the rock and brew, and they're going to start expanding that sucker all
Yeah,
around.
man, they're putting some serious money into this too. They got what's going nationwide. Started out on the West Coast. They have two of them at LAX alone, which seems kind of
Haha.
odd. But
Oh,
yeah, this one that they bought in Milwaukee, $190 million in renovations. I can't imagine. That's
what?
got to be for more than
Wow.
that. Can't be just for that one place. Can't be. But it's a 250 seat restaurant, and they have people in there, people like Rascal Flats and Jefferson Starship and
Yeah,
artists like
what it
that.
says here
So
is the restaurant is an integral aspect of the whole property's extensive 100 mil. So the whole big property, their restaurant's just a part of this
yeah.
huge property because yeah, they don't have 100. Well, yeah, actually, Gene does have 100. He's got 190 million. Yeah,
Oh, I'm
but
sure they've got investors too. That,
oh
but,
sure, they're when they're done with Kiss, you watch, man. They're gonna make some smart moves just because they're already mega millionaires. So yeah, wow, I'll
I'm
be
sure Gene's got it just lined up all the things he wants to get into, and Paul apparently too. So you know,
unbelievable. There they are, right there. They're holding hands. Look at here. It's like they're getting married or something. It's very weird, but good
just like
for
we were
them.
talking about with Jimmy Buffett, all the things he's into, they're going to start, doing
Unbelievable.
the same kind of stuff. So
Yeah, and of course, here, yeah, Gene. Of course, Gene is declares himself the American Dream. How about that, man? The American Dream, the great American Dream, and yeah, in a way, he's
he's not
achieved his
wrong.
dreams.
Yeah,
He's achieved his dreams. He came
yeah.
to America from Israel, and yeah, he's more than achieved. I mean, I'm sure he's achieved all his dreams. Although, if you remember, he doesn't have many friends. Remember that.
No,
We
that's
talked
right. Yeah,
about that a
yeah,
long
yeah,
time ago. He got
yeah,
no friends. So he
yeah.
may have the American dream, but the American dream also includes having some great friends. So
Yeah, but he's got a great family though too. So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, and
that's something. No, he's
they're
yeah. Just speaking to the fact, yeah, like I said, man, just being an immigrant, come over here with nothing and couldn't speak the language or anything, and
wow.
grew up to be Gene Simmons. Yeah, that kind of is the
Isn't that
great American
amazing?
dream. I mean, he's
Yep.
a great American ego too, but
Yeah, but hey man,
yeah,
he backed it up. He's got the money. So and yeah, they're coming to the end of the world tour. The last shows in Madison Square Garden on December 2nd. So they're winding things down finally. And boy,
Yeah, it's coming quick. Yeah.
boy, the makeup industry is going to take a hit.
Right.
I just hope they can survive. Jiminy Creepers, hang in there, guys. Oh, here's one of our favorite people to talk about, John Mellencamp. Gosh, we love John Mellencamp. God dang son be, oh, and he's saying, he had a discussion on what about music, and he's talking about how rappers shouldn't use the N word. They're just selling up what their people stood up for, and quite honestly, you know, if we can't say it, they shouldn't say it. Jeez, but him and Chuck D actually. Let me put it. Let me put it in John Mellencamp's words here. He says, "Well, me and Chuck D did a song 20 years ago." Mellencamp recalls, "We were talking about the N word. We were talking about how it's not supposed to be used. That's what I have against. Not against, but why I'm not a big fan of rap music. You guys are selling out what the people stood for and fought for. And you're making money off of it, selling it to white kids. I don't like it." He's 100% right, of course. Geez, why are you degrading your race at this point?
But then Chuck D used that in his song.
That's what, yeah, it blew him away. It's like, what the heck? But yeah, geez. Well,
I think John Mellencamp. I saw this interview. It was with Bill Maher on his podcast, and I saw the interview, and and I've seen other interviews with Mellencamp over the years. I think his heart's in the right place, and he grew up, very kind of segregated there, and kind of poor part of
small town.
Indiana.
Yeah, right.
And but I think now he's kind of lost touch with kind of the real world, and kind of some of the examples he gave seem pretty extreme and far-fetched, and he kind of act like it's going on around every corner and things. So I don't know. But then he went on, he was talking about, he did a song that he never put out, and it was called From the Cotton Fields to the Playing Fields. And he says about no matter how far we come with race, white people love to have black people entertain us. Okay. Anybody that can entertain me, okay. Well, am I not supposed to let them entertain? What I don't. So yeah, it just seems kind of tone deaf and out of touch. Where he's trying to say the right thing, but you get into the weeds on that stuff, and stupid words come out of your mouth. Yeah.
So leave it alone, John. Leave it alone. Here's a depressing thing. I didn't think we'd have to talk about this, but the group Foreigner.
I thought we were done.
I thought we were done with them. I thought we were done. Go away. Go away, Foreigner, back to England, wherever you're from. Never come back. But no. They announced a 2-part 2024 Las Vegas residency at the Venetian Resort. So they're going to go and infect Las Vegas. Jeez, we creepers. I thought we were done with them, Doc. I thought, final tour, boom, this summer, good. Go and retire and, do, I don't know, do commercials or something, commercial vocals, whatever. But no. Oh, no, they're not going to. They're going to torture the Venetian Resort from March 6th through April 6th. And then from October 25th through November 9th of next year. You watch. They're not going to stop.
Right? It's going to be dragged down forever.
The money flows. Geez, how depressing, ain't that? God, Foreigner. They're foreigners at this point because nobody knows any of the band because there are no original members.
No. And the funny thing, you read down the article and they kind of hype it up. Foreigners had more hits than this band and as many as this band, and they're trying to build them up. And at this point, there's only one original member, Mick Jones, who just does shows as he feels like it, I guess, basically what they say. And I'm like, dude, when has he ever done a show? I'm sure they put that out there just for the chance you might see him, but there's no chance you can see him. He doesn't do shows anymore. I would love to know when the last show he did was.
Yeah. No. They're just.
I think he had health issues in 2012 and then again in 2014, if I remember right. And I would relate a dime to a dollar that he hasn't done a show since.
Well, there you go, Las Vegas. You deserve it. So good riddance. Moving on, KK, KK's Priest, KK Downing, ex-guitarist of Judas Priest. He has a surprising article I read about him. He's talking about when Judas Priest was going to go out as a four-piece. For a little bit there, we were talking about a four-piece. And at that point, KK was figuring he'd be back in. He says, before I started my new band, KK's Priest, I asked if they'd consider me stepping back into my rightful place, because at one point they announced they were going out as a four-piece. I was expecting to be back in the band when there was an opening, or at least to be asked. But Glenn Tipkin and Ian Hill wrote through their lawyers saying a flat no, which made no sense as I was there first. And Rob Halford left for 11 years. So how do you have the right to say I won't consider you rejoining? I was instrumental in reinstating him in the band. Glenn wasn't interested in having Rob back. He wanted to keep Ripper.
Oh my gosh.
And Priest.
This turned into a Jerry Springer episode, man. You're embarrassing yourself, KK. They don't want you back. You moved on, apparently. You got your own thing.
I hope he's got enough money. I hope he made enough money and he saved his money to blow it all. Because, give it up, KK. It's over, man. Just, it is what it is, for crying out loud. Oh, I love this story, dude. Oh yeah. Our sweetheart, Taylor Swift. We love her so much. We may not love her music, but we sure love her business savvy. And holy cow, how unbelievably popular her tour was. Her tour is that was going on. And so she figured, well, not a lot of people can spend that kind of money to come see me. But what she did is she paid a producer like $20 million to record her concert, and they're going to bring it out into the movie studios. But here's the crux. This is what makes Taylor so amazing. Is Hollywood told her, Hollywood wanted to take control and tell her when she could, release it and what. I wanted to release it like next year or something, and she wants to release it when the tour is still hot. And so she basically told Hollywood, "Kiss my ass," and she went right to the movie theaters themselves. So she just
to AMC, mainly AMC.
Well, the movie theater. So she just totally bypassed Hollywood and all their jerk offedness and just went right to the movie theaters and said, "You want the movie? Boom." So you watch, man. If it costs $20 million to make, you watch, she'll make $100 million off this. Off of the movie.
300 probably.
Oh, unbelievable.
I think it's probably because, for like exactly what you said, for fans that can't afford it, to still be fresh, and at least they can go see it while it's still, relevant, and, not 2-3 years down the road, like a Woodstock thing or something. But one thing I got a kick out of is, it's going to be on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 4 times a day. Ticket prices are going to be more expensive than regular prices. Yeah. For an adult, $19.89, one of the names of our album. And then for children, $13.13, because that's her favorite number, 13. So eventually it'll be over other theater chains, but right now it's AMC is exclusive for now. And they said they are upgrading their website because they expect to be able to handle 5 times the normal ticket buying traffic.
Oh man, she's gonna make $1 million, and she's got millions and millions. She's gonna bypass Hollywood, and really, boy, she's something. She's just wow. Is she a billionaire yet? She's gonna be a billionaire anytime now. My gosh, just totally out of control. So cool.
Yeah, she's gonna rule the world. She already does, pretty much.
Oh, God bless her. Oh, Metallica. Here's a real quick before we head out. Metallica's "Nothing Else Matters" surpasses 1 billion streams. That's pretty amazing, man. That's wow. That's when you get to the 1 billion point. I don't know how many songs have made it there.
500.
Oh, have they? You looked it up. There you go, man.
Well, they have there's a playlist out there of the songs that have made the billion, and then there's 500 of them, or almost 500, I should say. It's coming up to 500. So, this is the second Metallica song to get there. Enter Sandman did it last December, Nothing Else Matters. It's been covered over 40 times by the likes of Stained. I think I've heard that one. Shakira,
Stein.
Macy Gray, I can't
What?
imagine, and a band called Biff Naked. Joe, you gotta see Biff Naked.
Biff Naked.
And
That's great.
just also the video surpassed the 1 billion point on YouTube a while back too. So
Wow.
yeah,
Crazy
there's a
cool,
playlist,
man.
hashtag Billions Club, and you get a plaque and everything when you reach that point and stuff like that. So
Very cool, man. Very cool. Wow. Wow, a packed show this week. Jiminy creepers. Lots of rock news. Some good, some sad, but it is what it is. And we'll be keeping an eye on the interwebs and the various sites. Keep you informed of what's
oh
going
yeah.
on. But it's been a great one, man, Doc. Like I say, a couple of weeks we're doing our end of the season concert review, so keep an eye out for that. But until then, man, thanks a lot for stopping by, and why don't you take us home, Doc?
Yeah. Thanks for watching the whole show to this point. Hopefully you liked it. If you did, please let everybody know and hit that like button. Let us know you're out there. And yeah, we do this every Monday. So see what happens for next time. So until then, have a great rock and roll filled week, everybody.